What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Be the Trader. I want to review the past 2 days because yesterday I didn't get a chance to record. I had a really busy day interviewing at places and just had a lot to do that day. I actually visited my grandmother who has a form of dementia and she's at a nursing home, and those are never fun, but had a great time, spent some time with her for what they were celebrating for Thanksgiving. Now, one thing that I want to share and talk about today is yesterday first. So yesterday, I believe if I remember correctly, it was a break-even day, but great lessons were learned. Great lessons. I actually was in MYOV, if you guys recall from the previous episode, where I said I'm going to stick in this trade until my risk is hit, and I did, but I adjusted that risk way too soon. And I'm okay with adjusting the risk. The stock opened up and it was in my favor. I was in at an average. If I can remember, I think it was, the number doesn't really matter, but let's just say, I think I was in at an average of, I want to say it was somewhere around 1294, 1296. And I was risking 1313. And it opened at 1240-ish and tanked immediately down to 1160. I missed some of my cover. I missed all of it, actually. And I was too busy multitasking, and I missed that cover, which would have been great. I was only going to cover maybe a portion, a quarter, maybe half at the most, because I really wanted it to flush further. And it actually popped up to the 1240 areas, which is where it opened up at. And I figured, you know what? After this huge flush, if it breaks above this area, I'm getting out. And this is something I need to remember because I've done this before where, let's just say, in this case, 1240 is real close to 1250, which is key, especially on these big price stocks. Whole dollar, half dollar, those are important levels. They stocks tend to gravitate those, and if they break them, they tend to push away from them very fast. And in this case, it didn't even break 1250. It actually hit my stop and hit 1250 and then tanked back down to the 11s. But overall in the day, it did recover, and today it's recovering nicely. So it would have been a small trade, but it was just a small gain at the end of the day, or actually like a 2-cent loss, which is nothing. At the end of the day, though, it was a good lesson. I adjusted my risk, which I'm okay with. But if you're near a key level, in this case, a whole dollar, half dollar, just use 1250. Just use that. And I know I was probably thinking, I don't want to risk that extra 10 cents because I figured, why would I risk that much? Even though it really wasn't, because my average had a good average. So, yeah. So now that I'm saying it, now I remember it's 1245 was my entry. So yeah, it was I didn't want to lose 5 cents. What a crazy. So it's just funny how your mind thinks whenever you're in trading that you're like, well, I could have covered some, but because I didn't cover and take my profits, I don't want to make this to a losing trade. And in fact, because I thought that way, I made it into a losing trade, right? If I would have been clear and said 1250 makes sense rather than 1240, let me use that, I would have never covered and I would have took profits whenever it shoved back down. And so that's a great lesson right there. The fact that I was focused on not losing money, and that's the reason why I lost money. Even though I was in a great setup and great position, it still happened. And what I'm proud about, though, if I like to think about what I did right. I held it overnight. I was comfortable. Pre-market, I was holding it, no stress, because my key area was 1313 until it opened and until it showed me a key area of new resistance, which I thought was 1240, but now, in hindsight, and with lessons, it's 1250. That being said, I was super proud of CGIX. I was trading it very small because it was a micro float, testing out a strategy, and it ended up making a little bit of money on it, which at the end of the day, it's break even, so I don't really care. But I caught the very top and covered on the flush, which is awesome. What I'm starting to realize is, especially after today I ended up, I think, placing one trade, if I believe. All I know is today it's like up a little bit, so it's pretty much break even too. And I think that was EYEG had a great entry on it, but it was also not really my prime setup. It was one of them, but it's something that I'm experimenting with. There's those micro floats. I usually don't like to trade those till the afternoon. You guys know my strategy. It's something I really love to trade, especially in the afternoon. But in this case, and I'm actually watching the stock market right now around the ASLN. I may be jumping in short on this if it starts to break down. But this stock right here in itself has been going ridiculously, halts all day, every day. I mean, it halts like every 5 minutes. It's ridiculous. So I may not trade this. Actually, I'm not going to trade it. I don't feel like getting stuck in a halt, even if I'm right. But what I will say is this. The EYEG is an experimental trade. I took a very small position, but it made it a profitable day, and I'm happy about that because I experimented on a strategy. I've been practicing and been seeing a lot and been noticing. What I've been noticing with these low float stocks that are 1, 2 million, anything under 3 million really is what I consider really low in even micro float. These stocks, what I've been noticing is the fact that they are, they like to squeeze. And once they do a real good squeeze, and if that squeeze fails, it usually is the top. And if you start to think, thanks to 7 Points Capital, thanks guys for posting every day. If you watch a couple of their videos, they explain this a lot, actually. A lot of their trades end up being in these positions where they get close to the top because they're actually thinking that where are all these shorts getting squeezed at? Where are all the longs chasing at? And when something happens that maybe shouldn't happen, that's where they're getting short. And that's what I did today is this stock EYEG. I'm just going to call it IG. It spiked. It actually went from $8.80 down to $8 and really quickly. And then it went from $8 all the way back up to $9.50. But the top at the time was $9.40. And when it hit past $9.40, you would think this thing should skyrocket because it was already rotating its float, by the way, I think like 3-4 times. So it's going to squeeze shorts, that's what it was doing. And then you have longs jumping in, breaking that high of the day. And so when that happens, you should have a catalyst to launch this thing up. But what happened? It actually just went up to like $9.50, hit $9.50, and then stopped out, and then actually bounced again, hit $9.47, and failed. And once that started happening, everyone's going to start getting worried. And I started seeing that, and I was just looking for a clear sign, something that told me this is your entry. And when it started to create a lower high and a lower low, on that bounce I got in at 850, and then maybe about 10 minutes later it went down, and right now it's at 660, but it went down and I covered it at 750. So a quick dollar gain, which I'm really excited about. That can mean a lot of big things for a lot of people when it comes to in a small account, big account, doesn't matter. But what I'm taking away from this week so far, and I'll do a whole week recap, is I'm improving. I'm looking at what I did yesterday and I'm improving on today. Yesterday I moved my risk too soon, and I moved it at a place that didn't quite make sense it wasn't like an A plus risk adjustment. It was more like maybe like a B plus. But remember the whole dollar, half dollar, especially on big stocks. Or if your risk is like 627, why don't you just use 630, right? And if you are, another thing that I'm learning is just stick to your plan, just like I've been doing. Things have been working out. And if you get those signals, like these opportunities where things should happen but they're not happening, in other words, let's say there's supposed to be a huge support area and it breaks that, but it doesn't really do anything after breaking that support, but sit there and then recover quite quickly. Those are signs that people are going to be worried, and you might want to get in there really quickly for the long setup. And that's what I'm experimenting with. And really this week has been an eventful week, man. I've been trading on a little bit more focus. I feel like I don't want to give myself too much credit. But I have been improving. And next week, what I want to improve on is taking what I learned this week by sticking to my plans, sticking to my setups. And if I'm trading something that I'm not familiar with, use the paper money. And if I'm trading something that I'm familiar with, that's just a test, use very small size and stick to your plan, and make sure you use a key risk area. And if you're near a whole dollar, half dollar, use that. And that's really what I want to share with. And, what I'm excited is I don't anticipate myself placing a trade the rest of today. I'm going to enjoy this weekend and relax. And it's crazy. One thing I want to say is when you go after what you want to do, things tend to working out. At least it feels that way. And it's very early. And next week could be disaster, and next week could be amazing. But what I will say is today's a good day. I'm grateful that I have been improving, and I'm just going to continue on that. I'm just going to continue to work on what I can do better from yesterday. And today is one of those days. I've improved from yesterday, and I feel like I have. One thing I did feel like I lacked is on ASLN. I traded it real small. So small. But, one thing that I like is I also covered it real quickly. I saw it breaking down this key area of $1.50, which held all day, and it broke it just to 147 and immediately recovered really quickly. So this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. As soon as it did that, I said, you know what? Let me just protect myself. So I took a small loss, very small, instead of waiting for my risk to breach, because I just didn't like that price action. And then what did it do? It just kept going up, like 20, 30 cents away from where I covered. And that protected myself. So I'm happy about that. It's those things that I need to acknowledge, and it's those ideas that if I can remember that and I can continue to do so, I'll continue to improve. And that's all I need to do. I'll just improve a little bit, one day at a time, and I'll continue to do that. So thanks so much, guys, for listening. Remember, like, subscribe, leave a review. That really helps here, especially if you're listening on iTunes. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much. I love interacting with all of you. So make sure to check me out on all the podcast platforms, YouTube, and on the social platforms. You guys take care. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll do a whole recap on what I feel like I've learned later.